Sandra from Asexualize My Asexual Life. Don't forget to hit that great big subscribe button for education about asexuality. In today's video, I want to discuss with you, stop telling asexuals that sex repulsed, that when they get married, they'll get used to sex. This really makes my blood boil, because asexuality is a sexual orientation that's a lack of sexual attraction. In the main, it means we don't get the need, urge, or want for partner's sexual intercourse. And sex repulsed asexuals are sex repulsed, meaning they don't want sex. They don't like it and they don't need it. Right? If they're repulsed by sex for themselves, they don't want it. So what makes you think they're getting into a marriage situation is going to change that? It's not. They are who they are. And what person thinks they're entitled to have sex just because they're married with a sex repulsed asexual who doesn't want it in the first place? That is abuse. If anyone has sex with someone who doesn't want it, doesn't need it, doesn't like it, is repulsed by it, and you try and have the sex with that person, you're abusing them. Because you're doing something against their will and their want and their need. You shouldn't be treating anyone that way. Right? It's not a case of when you have marriage, when you're married, you get used to sex. You shouldn't have to get used to something that you don't like in the first place. And have to force feed yourself sex that you don't want. Right? So you could say the same the other way round, that when you get married to an asexual person, you need to get used to not having sex, even if you love it every single minute of the day, or twice a week, or 3 times a month. The same works the opposite way around. If you're in a monogamous relationship with an asexual person, they do not want sex, they do not like it, do not need it, you can get used to going without it. Does that make you feel great? Probably not if you love sex. So think of how the asexual feels when they're being forced and pushed and pressured into having something they don't want to have. Right? Some asexuals do have sex. I'm not talking about them. I specifically said in this video that if someone is a sex repulsed asexual, don't tell them you'll get used to having sex when you're married. It makes no difference whether you're married or not. In fact, it's probably worse, because you're tied to a contract with that person and you feel obliged and obligated a lot of the time to have it because of that contract, and you often feel pressurized into it. Like, I'm married to you now. You owe me this. No one owes you sex. No one owes you their body. Right? No one owes you their body. Your body is your own. And you're entitled to keep it for yourself. You're entitled not to have sex if you don't want it. It's one of your human rights. You have the right of choice and the right of freedom to decide for yourself. And you don't have that type of freedom. There is something very unhealthy and wrong with being in a marriage with someone who wants you to give up that freedom and force or pressurize or psychologically, emotionally blackmail you into doing otherwise. This is abuse. Right? This needs to stop. You need to understand there are sex repulsed asexuals in this world that don't like, want, or need sex. And if you love sex, that's fine, but don't go after someone who is a sex repulsed asexual who doesn't want it, need it, or like it. And don't get married to them expecting that now everything's going to be different. No one should have to get used to sexual abuse. No one should have to get used to being coerced into something they don't want to do. No one should have to get used to being pressurised or made to feel bad if they don't do something and don't fulfil their partner's sexual needs. It's disgusting. Asexuals have their own needs, right? If those needs aren't compatible, do not get married in the first place, because that's not fair to either sexual orientation. Be respectful, be loving, be kind, and allow others to be themselves, right? There's nothing wrong with someone who wants sex, but there's something wrong if that person who wants sex thinks they're entitled to it. And especially in a marriage. It's not nice. No one's entitled to sex. It's a very personal choice and decision to have sex. And if your sexual appetite is huge, that's fine for you, right? It's no problem with that, but you need to find someone who's compatible, because it's just equally as fine for someone who's sex repulsed asexual to never have sex in their life and to have the loving, happy, healthy relationship they deserve without sex, without coercion, without being forced or pushed or pressurized or conned or tricked into having sex or persuaded psychologically otherwise, like, you're not satisfying me. No one needs that sort of pressure, right? It's not fair. So do not go around telling an asexual, sex repulsed asexual they get used to having sex. It's not fair, right? It's just not fair. They shouldn't have to get used to something they don't want in the first place. It's wrong, right? And getting used to something is not the same as enjoying it. Getting used to something is like doing it as a routine or habit that you just have to force yourself to do. That's not love. A marriage and any relationship should be about love, not about sex. It should be about the two people that are in the relationship respecting each other's needs and boundaries and wants and desires. And if two people have got completely different sexual needs, it's best to part ways and to find someone who's much more sexually or non-sexually compatible with you, right? So you can both be happy, right? And that both live the life of your sexual, if you're sexual, or asexual, if you're asexual, dreams. Everyone has the right to be happy. No one has the entitlement to think they're owed sex. It's not right and it's not on. Please treat people with respect and appreciate that we're all different in this world. And the asexuality is real, it's very valid. And if asexuals don't want sex, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with them, nothing broken, nothing needs fixing, nothing has to be gotten used to, right? It's just not on. Just always just be happy with the person they are and the person you are, and do not expect sex if you get married to a sex repulsed asexual. It's really not fair. I've seen people comment going, oh, they have sex with me to please me, because I've got sexual needs that need being met, and you're just having sex with someone who doesn't want it. It's horrible for them. Do you not understand that? Right? It's just horrible. I'm talking specifically about sex repulsed asexuals here, right? Every asexual is different. Some asexuals don't mind having sex. Some even like it as an activity to do, right? I'm talking about sex repulsed asexuals here. So please, once again, do not go around saying to sex repulsed asexuals you'll get used to sex once you get married. Because, to be quite honest, I don't want marriage. And if I heard that, I'd run a frigging mile. Anyway, I love you and leave you for now. As always, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Let's keep this channel going for as long as possible. Get as many people as possible. If I reach 1,000 subscribers, you never know, I might be able to live stream on my mobile, which would be amazing, because I've got a lot of previous hours of content over this last 12 months. So please tell your friends, get loads of people to subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Take care. And, well, I like to say live stream, but live streams are over at Facebook at the moment. Facebook.com/asexualize, ACEXUALISE, because I can't live stream here anymore at the moment. But like I said, if you get me to 1,000 subs, who knows? Keep optimistic. Anyway, love you lots. Take care. Embrace your quality and each other. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.